Big up, guys. What's good? What's good? Sorry, I'm late. Just a little bit late getting home, so I had to start late. I predicted the stream, and I thought I'd been home half an hour ago, but just getting in, so now able to start, guys. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna bring you the news, and let's start with the bad news. And I see Yarly's already in here talking a little bit about what that bad news sounds like, and it's gonna be pretty interesting because there seems to be some situation where after a review, there have been 250 plus jobs that have made redundant at Manchester United. It's going to be interesting to see how the club handles this situation because, as you know, yeah, some of these employees are definitely not going to like this situation. So let's bring the story to the fold. Let's see what's happening here, and let's try and see how we can establish or figure out, is this a positive thing? Is this for the better? It's never good when people lose their jobs. So let's just discuss this really quickly, guys. I'm going to bring the information to you. Manchester United make up to 240 employees redundant after cost review. So Jim Ratcliffe is cutting Manchester United staff to ease costs on the football club. The new owner has gone on a record many times to stress his belief that at Manchester United have not spent money wisely in the recent years. They gave us all an early impression that changes were coming, and now we've seen that in the most departments of the club. According to the Daily Mail, United are set to make almost a quarter of its workforce redundant. At a series of meetings early on Wednesday, staff received news that up to 250 of the club's 1,100 employees will lose their jobs. However, none of the redundancies will impact the Manchester United Foundation. This will come as devastating news to many of those people, but it's a decision Ratcliffe feels is necessary to get the biggest football club in England operating as it should. There has been many whispers about increasing ticket prices, which is something we fans are concerned about. Mike Keegan wrote, compliance with the Premier League's controversial profit and loss ability rules is understood to have played a part. In comparison to the Premier League clubs, Liverpool have 1,005 employees, Chelsea 788, Tottenham 719, Arsenal 649, and Man City 520, according to each club's latest figures. Perhaps the previous structure at United was too bloated. Guys, I don't know what to say about this, but the most I can say is condolences to those who might be losing their job. Good afternoon and mid-tag to you, my brother, Big Booty MILF Latina Hunter. How you doing? Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith, coming in. Big up, my brother Berber. Hope you're well. Let's go on to some other not so good news. Let's see what's going on here because there's lots of interesting reports. I just wanted to get these, things out of the way before I get into some transfer talk, right? And I don't know how fans might take this piece of information. I think is decent. You know what I mean? I think it's much needed, but Manchester United confirmed exciting development at Old Trafford ahead of the new season. And it comes into the story that is inclined with there's some reconstruction going on in the tunnel where they're making some changes as so, maybe solve the problem with the leakages from before. Manchester United have confirmed that a key part of Old Trafford is set to undergo a major change ahead of the coming 2024-25 Premier League season. Early on Tuesday, the club confirmed that Old Trafford tunnel area is poised to be subjected to a renovation. A United statement read, Manchester United is pleased to report that work has commenced on the redesign of the iconic Players' Tunnel at Old Trafford. The objective is to create a performance environment that will inspire and motivate our men's and women's academy players on a match day. Led by the football department, this summer's refurbishment will introduce a more modern and premium space for squads to utilize. United has also communicated that with existing plaques in memory of ex-club president John Henry Davis and former owner James W. Gibson will both be given new homes within the newly transformed tunnel. Davis took over Newton and Heath in 1902 and saved the club from certain bankruptcy while also changing its name to Manchester United. Meanwhile, Gibson had a similarly impactful influence on the United in the process, provided a platform for the emergence of the club's world-famous youth system and the extremely successful Sir Matt Busby era. As pointed out by 90 Minutes, United's current tunnel, which is situated in the southwest corner between the Sir Bobby Charlton stand and the west stand, is at best a functional space, which acts as a pathway for the players from the dressing room. In 2018, the existing tunnel was slightly modified with white painted breeze blocks and a retractable red cover. Work on the tunnel expected to be completed by the start of the 24-25 season. Erik ten Hag's men kick off their campaign at home against Fulham on the Friday, the 16th of August. This latest project is just the latest in Sir Jim Ratcliffe's efforts to improve the club's facilities and infrastructure since he has assumed full control of the Red Devils sporting operations in February. Ratcliffe is understood to be keen on building a new world-class arena that can be seen as the Wembley of the North. Guys, what are your thoughts on that? I think that might be somewhat interesting. I think it's going to be quite interesting that this is taking place now. It should have been happening, right as the season ended, in my honest opinion. But you know what? Thankfully, work is being done, and it seems that it's being efficiently done as well. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that, but I just thought I'd bring that information to you guys just before. And I'm going to bring some more information now. Let's get into the transfers. And it's going to be talking about Manchester United has been hit by some sort of, transfer blow, so they claim. But I would say to you to take no heed in this. Take some comfort in the fact that United has a lot of transfers in mind. But this one might be significant, guys, as it mentions a player that we all want to see at the club. West Ham have seen a 35 million, 29 million pound transfer offer for Nice defender and Manchester United target Jean-Claire Todibo turned down, according to reports. The two-time France international is wanted at Old Trafford, but a move may take him there has so far been blocked due to UEFA's rule regarding a multi-club ownership. With Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos holding stakes in both United and Nice. That is interesting. Ratcliffe has already bemoaned the regulations that have stopped the Red Devils from completing a deal, but now the saga has taken another twist. With news of West Ham entering the race for his signature, the Hammers have, however, seen their €35 million proposal turned down by the League One outfit Nice, as it sits below the desired sum they want for their star defender, according to L'Equipe. The London side have already said goodbye to Angelo Ogbonna and Thelio Kehrer this summer, with Naif Aguerd also been linked out with an exit, making a new recruit in central defense imperative for new manager Julian Lopetegui. Todibo has been capped twice by France, and as for United, they'll have looked to move on from their bid to sign Todibo, reports linking Erik ten Hag with a reunion to Matthijs de Ligt. The Netherlands international, who is yet to play a minute for his country at the Euro 2024, is now subject to formal talks between Bayern Munich and United, and it's understood offers of €50 million will be entertained by the German giants, according to the transfer window. During the transfer window, the proposed fee is significantly lower than Everton's price tag for centre-back Jared Branthwaite, and with United previously seeing the £40 million offer knocked back, with the Toffees holding out for closer to £70 million. The FA Cup holders are also keen to improve their forward options and are said to have made contact with representatives of striker Joshua Zirkzee. Guys, some interesting news there. And you know what? I wouldn't stress too much because I think there might be some late twists and turns in the Todibo deal. It might be something we do at the end of the summer. Guys, remember, if we were to sign Todibo, it's definitely one of those things where we just won't be able to register him in the Europa League. But he can definitely play domestic club competition. So don't stress too much. Don't fuss and fight. And now to take a break from the men really quickly, I just wanted to bring this into the segment because you know what? There have been a lot of talk about the Manchester United women's team lately. There's been a lot of exit to some key players, some players that I personally like Luisa Garcia and, of course, Mary Earps. But, there's also some incoming transfers, and none other than a confirmed signing, a Manchester United announced Dominique Janssen on a free transfer. Manchester United women have made their first signing of the summer transfer window, and from the Dutch international, Dominique Janssen. Janssen is very good. Janssen joins MarkN aside on a free after leaving the German giants Wolfsburg at the end of her contract. As confirmed by the club, Janssen has signed a 3-year deal with an option of a further 12 months. The 29-year-old rejoins the English Women's Super League after spending 4 seasons with Arsenal before moving to Wolfsburg. Janssen expressed her pride upon joining United, and she cannot wait to get going again in the WSL. I'm delighted to be at such a big club like Manchester United. Signing here is really proud for a moment for me. I cannot wait to now return to the English League and create new winning moments with this talented Manchester United team, says Janssen. United head coach Skinner also spoke on the signing and couldn't hide his delight when discussing the latest capture. Dominique is a proven winner. both domestically and internationally. Her winning mentality is an important addition to our team, and her notable playing experience will enhance our entire dressing room. We are delighted to welcome Dominique into our Manchester United family. Jensen joins after a trophy-laden spell in Germany, which includes 2 Frauen Bundesliga titles and 3 DFB Pokal wins. The defender has also won the European Championships in the international level with her Dutch side, who were crowned European champions in 2017. Janssen's arrival is a welcome bit of good news for the women's team following the high-profile departures of Mary Earps and captain Katie Zellum, which has really disappointed United supporters. Failure to agree new contracts for the pair left fans questioning Ineos' commitment to the women's side, who lost England striker Alicia Russo under similar circumstances last summer. Fan favorite Lucia Garcia, who's a big favorite of mine, also departed in recent weeks, leaving Skinners in desperate need of quality new additions. Janssen's arrival is set to be the first of many fresh faces to Skinner's first team, who will be hoping for a better season this time around. Similar to Erik ten Hag's side, a poor league campaign was saved by winning the FA Cup, and Skinner will look to build on that success, having secured a new contract at the club as well. Now, let's get into some more interesting news, guys, and I'm going straight on again, moving back into the men's transfers, and we're talking about Miguel Gutierrez, guys. Miguel Gutierrez, big up, guys. Big up to you. Hola, broski. What's good, man? You know, Miguel Gutierrez, guys, and Man United are locked in talks with Real Madrid. Manchester United were forced to play without specialist left back for a majority of the last season due to injuries plaguing both their fullbacks, and Ineos are keen on fixing this problem this summer. Luke Shaw missed 36 games last term, and his injury curse seemed to return with a vengeance. Erik ten Hag and the medical team's handling of the situation did not help with the Englishman yet to regain his fitness. Not to mention, he went to train with England and got injured again, guys. He was selected by Gareth Southgate for the Euros, but is yet to feature and has been sitting on the bench, as predicted by his club manager. His deputy, Tyrell Malacia, signed by Erik ten Hag in his first summer, missed the entirety of the season. There are doubts regarding his fitness moving forward. There have also been reports that the club are open to moving him on. Left-back problems last season. Academy graduate Alvaro Fernandez was deemed not ready for the step-up, but the Spaniard had since permanently joined Benfica. United brought in Sergio Reguilon on loan, but he proved to be injury-prone, and his short-term deal was ultimately terminated in January. The injury crisis got so bad that defensive midfielder Sofian Amrabat and centre-back Victor Lindelof were forced to play in that position, and the results were far from flattering. Towards the end of the campaign, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Diego Dalot brought both right-backs by trade, took turns playing on the opposite flank, and it is clear that the Red Devils need to sign a proper left-back, irrespective of what happens to the two current incumbents. The lots of names were linked according to the reports in Spain. Miguel Gutierrez of Girona has emerged as a top choice for Ten Hag, who is said to be obsessed with the 22-year-old. The Spaniard played an instrumental role, netting twice while providing 9 assists as Girona qualified for the Champions League for the first time in their club's history. He was in the top 1% among his peers in the same position in Spain for chances created and recoveries, as per FootMob, which highlights how comfortable he is with both facets of the game, something the United boss wants from his fullbacks. ETH wants Gutierrez. Real Madrid have an option to bring him back to the Bernabeu for a mere £8 million, a clause that they will exercise, but they will not bet on him, as they simply have no space. Los Blancos already have Ferland Mendy and are also trying to sign Alphonso Davies, and once they re-sign Gutierrez, they will instantly look to move him on. The Spanish under-21 international is being eyed by the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool, but it's United who are betting most strongly for the lightning-quick fullback, as Ten Hag is not happy with the left-backs at his disposal. United already asked the cost to land the fullback, with Real Madrid set to make a huge profit from the whole operation. The Spanish Giants are asking for 40 million, but there is hope that a reduced fee can be agreed. It would be quite the stunning soup if the deal materializes. Whether Ineos have the money to land the defender remains to be seen. Guys, this is a very interesting signing. What are your thoughts? Let me know. I think it's going to be very cool. Big up to you. What's good, Tommy Boyle? German press said a couple of weeks ago that Malacia double surgery has failed. We won't see him playing this season either. Tragic for the kid. bless him. 100%, bro. Like, that's the same thing I've been hearing. And to be fair, Tommy, I didn't want to mention that today. Yeah, bro. Like, I felt when I read that, my heart sunk because you know what? I think in his first season, he showed top quality that he had the potential to reach and become one of our best fullbacks, maybe in the next 2 years. But now with that, it's going to be interesting. Hey, and Alien Tenno, big up to you, bro. What's good? What's good? How you're doing? Now Ashworth is finally on board. Things will move quickly. I told you, my brother. I told you. You know what I mean? Whether or not, I wasn't 100% in on Ashworth, but I always knew that once he came in, we're going to start moving super quick. And you know what? Omar Barada starts next week. It's going to be the trifecta from next week. And we got Christopher Vavelin, who is our new head of recruitment. And this guy is very good. And with the scouting network that we possess, can you imagine their quality matching with his creativity? It's going to be some interesting times, guys. Back that up with Jason Wilcox, who's a specialist as well and has a very keen eye for players. It's going to be great. Yeah, well, I mean, is it the 13th? I thought it was like the 9th or something, Big Booty. Well, maybe you got that date better than me, bro. All good, all good. Let me go back to the next report, guys. We're going to keep this moving. And there are some reports that states that Manchester United have won the Xerxes race from Bologna. You can take this with a pinch of salt, but there's been some reports that Erik ten Hag has been in direct contact with the youngster, and Manchester United are willing to pay his release clause. Manchester United are in the transfer market for a new striker, and it appears that they are on the verge of reaching an agreement for their number one target. Bologna's Joshua Zirkzee has been identified as a priority for manager Erik ten Hag, and the libero claims that United are close to sealing the deal. AC Milan were initially deemed favourites to land the Dutchman after agreeing personal terms over a long-term contract. However, they have failed to agree on the commission with his agent, and the £30 million fee is deemed too expensive for the Milan Giants. Milan are reportedly set to lose the race for Xerxes, and United are in pole position to sign him by paying his release clause worth £34 million. Xerxes is close to finalizing transfer to Man United. The Dutchman had a progressive 23-24 season with Bologna last term, bagging 12 goals and 7 assists in 37 appearances in all competitions. The former Bayern man has also impressed with his link-up play, dribbling, and pace on the counter-attack. He created 11 big chances in Serie A, the fourth highest in Italy. And Ten Hag has personally spoken with Xerxes to convince him about the transfer. The striker was leading towards Milan, but has now accepted an alternate solution. Xerxes would be a quality acquisition for United. The 23-year-old is still learning his trade and would provide strong competition for places with Rasmus Højlund next season. He has yet to find consistency in front of goal, but has immense potential and could become a prolific goal scorer with stability in his career. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? This update on Xerxes is pretty cool. Yeah, I was talking about this earlier, bro. Yeah, let's hope they can get jobs again soon, bro. And I think this is interesting because you never know what's the reason for these things. Maybe, as the redevelopment of Old Trafford begins, and I'm talking about not just the new stadium, but the surrounding areas, maybe they might be first in line to get jobs with that because of their affiliation. And I would hope so. It's disheartening to hear so many people lose their jobs, guys. Big Booty saying they should hop on the private jet to Germany, get the lit and Xerxes done while they're there. Sign Schouten too. Schouten not a bad shout, bro, but I am definitely hoping that they can get a deal done for these two guys and maybe take a trip to Rome and speak with Kale or Fiore and get him in one time for left back. He could also play in the center back position as well, guys. So it's just one of those things. Let's move on to one more of the last reports, guys, of good news that I think is pretty interesting news to be had. Because on one hand, I'm thinking this is going to bode well for us, and I don't know how you guys might be thinking about this, but Fabrizio Romano has said Man United are interested in Joao Gomez. And as we know, Joao Gomez is the number 6 for Brazil. He also plays for Wolves in the Premier League, so he is Premier League proven. He's 23 years old. there is a famous 2013 quote from Manchester United manager David Moyes that United must improve in a number of areas, including passing, creating chances, and defending. After a horror season mitigated only by a shock FA Cup win, Moyes' words were never more true. And while the centre back and striker must be the top priorities this summer in the transfer market, central midfield cannot be far behind, guys. And as you know, with Donny van der Beek still in the wilderness, Sofian Amrabat having failed to impress on the loan, McTominay now seemingly only able to do a David Fairclough, and Casemiro and Christian Eriksen looking like their legs have gone, poor Kobe Mainoo is desperately in need of help in the centre of the park. Strong reports are linking United with PSG's Manuel Ugarte, but according to transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, the Red Devils are also exploring a move for another South American, Joao Gomez. Romano told Give Me Sport that he's one of many players being scouted, but not just by Manchester United. Many clubs have been scouting and following him, so let's see who's going to really present a proposal and try to open negotiations with Wolves. At the moment, there's still nothing imminent. Sounds just like Fabrizio. With talks that at a much more advanced stage for Ugarte, Gomez, who's currently starring for Brazil in the Copa America, whose hero is Casemiro, therefore seems to be a plan B. United were credited with interest in the Wolves man back in March, but we were reportedly told at the time that we would have to pay considerably more than £40 million to prize him away from the Molineux. This could be the reason why they shifted their attention first to Benfica wonder kid Joao Neves, who turns looks to have been priced out of the market over 100 million, and then Ugarte. It is highly unlikely that United would pursue both Ugarte and Gomez, although the aforementioned midfield crisis would certainly suggest there's need for a minimum of 2 additions, guys. The fact is simply that there are too many priority areas and too little wiggle room for the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules at the moment to spend huge amounts of money. Interestingly, Amrabat also seems to remain a possibility despite having to return to Fiorentina. Improved performances at the end of the season offered a glimmer of hope that he could persuade United to make his loan permanent, and his continued presence on the team roster on the club's official website wearing the new kit has made many fans curious about his future. Well, we are going to be hearing what's going on with that in a quite short. And a last bit of news from Manchester United today, guys, and I'm going to bring it to you by reports of a possible exit, as it says that Jadon Sancho is willing to leave Manchester United this summer. Guys, I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but this sounds like good news to me. And I've also heard a report that Juventus is willing to offer £40 million for the youngster. So it would be interesting to see if Juventus comes in seriously with that bid. Hopefully it happens. Keeping in mind profit and sustainability rules, Manchester United reportedly have a starting budget of a mere £50 million, which was before July, which means players outgoing would be key if the club wants to do serious business. The wage bill has been trimmed with departures of Raphael Varane, Anthony Martial, and a large-scale summer clear-out is on the cards, with Mason Greenwood and Jadon Sancho both expected to be among the first to depart. Now, the former Manchester City starter was expected to reignite his flagging United career last season, but ended up being called out by Erik ten Hag over his below-par training displays. Sancho reacted on social media by accusing the manager of making him a scapegoat, while the players' camp insinuated that the Dutchman has his favourites in the squad. Sancho is set to be sold. The versatile forward was asked to apologise, but he did not, and was exiled from the first team. The situation got so bad, Red Devils agreed to send him out on loan to former outfit Borussia Dortmund. The Englishman came into his own towards the end of the campaign, inspiring Bundesliga team to an unlikely Champions League final spot, where they ultimately lost to Real Madrid. The German Giants want to retain the 24-year-old but cannot pay United's asking price of £40 million and thus asked for another loan. United want a permanent solution, given that the player is unlikely to be brought back into the first team fold now that Erik ten Hag has been confirmed to be staying on as manager. This gives the likes of Barcelona, Juventus the chance to pounce, but even the old lady cannot hope to pay such a significant sum, while also agreeing to the players' wages demands. Ineos are getting more and more desperate by the end of the day and have even relayed that they offered England international services to fierce rivals Manchester City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. But it's not them, it's actually his agent. The Sancho wants a PL move. hot on the heels of the news coming out that reports from the TransferMARKT, which has stated that Sancho is said to have informed his suitors that he would prefer to play in the Premier League. After his loan in Germany, Sancho has teased Juventus but also other clubs. And according to the rumors gathered by TransferMARKT, the player's entourage is working hard to find the best placement for their client. All the proposals that come their way will be evaluated, but the priority is to stay in the Premier League, a clear desire expressed by Sancho's agents, without forgetting the valuation that the Reds have on his card, 50 million euros. Therefore, an uphill climb for Juventus. Playing in the English top flight will definitely enhance his chances of making an international comeback, but considering his disciplinary issues, will any team take this gamble? Should United also risk the possibility of strengthening a direct rival? Fans will not be pleased if such a situation comes to pass. A lot remains to be answered as the start of preseason training approaches. Guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know what you're thinking. It's pretty interesting with what's happening right now. And yes, Tenno, it's going to be good if we could get onto him. I think it's going to be interesting. Big up to you, Richard Hawkins. What's good? Say JR remain tax exile in Monaco while avoiding to pay. When Wolves played us at Old Trafford last season, Gomez was everywhere and should have scored 100%, bro. 100%. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Like, you want to play in Europe, man, I know what's going to happen here. He's going to end up at Juventus, guys. Mark my words. Because definitely no one is going to take a chance on him right now. Who's going to pay £50 million in the Premier League for him? I don't think anyone is going to do that right now. Players need to go. Too much baggage with them. Start anew. Wish them well on their next venture, I say. 100%. Well, maybe Villa might, maybe Chelsea might. You never know what could happen. Or maybe it might be a new team coming in the Premier League that has 110 million to spend, barring some of the monies that they just received. Maybe it might be interesting if Ipswich was the team that comes in for him, because you know what? They could probably spend like 30, 40 on him, maybe amortize for 2 years or something. Maybe he keeps them in the Premier League as their star. You never know. Big up to you, GB. What's good, my bro? What's good? What's good? And let's bring up some other news coming out right now. I'm gonna bring up one more story before I go, and it's just a bit of interest, and it's just some things that we might be seeing that might be happening coming true. You know what I mean? Boom. Oh, I also wanted to bring this story to the fold. I forgot to bring it in earlier. Let me just show you guys. For those of you who are concerned, and I know I mentioned it earlier, but United have removed all of their youngsters from contention for their various nations for the Olympic Games. And the latest announcement comes for Alejandro Garnacho, as he will not be allowed to participate in the Olympic Games for Argentina based on club demands. Manchester United winger Alejandro Garnacho enjoyed a fine individual season at Old Trafford last year despite the team's struggle. Having just turned 20 years old and have also broken into the Argentine national side, it is currently away from Lionel Scaloni's men at the Copa America. There was a suggestion he would continue his international duty by taking part in the Olympics later in the summer, but reports claim he will return to United after the Copa America. As confirmed by Manchester Evening News, Garnacho will not take part in the Paris Olympics, and United not receiving any requests from Argentinian FA for him to play. Under FIFA regulations, players are not mandated to play in 2 tournaments in one summer. Previous reports suggested that United were ready to block Garnacho's participation in the Olympics, but now have no need to make decision, having not received any call-up requests. The winger can now look forward to a well-earned rest after the Copa America and a marathon season with United. Garnacho was one player, along with Diego Dalot, to avoid injury for Erik ten Hag's side, featuring in 50 of the 52 games across the campaign. The academy graduate also started a remarkable 39 successful games last season, playing on either flank for Ten Hag, who now has a full faith in his precocious talent. Garnacho's Argentina are the bookies' favorite for Copa America, and the young man made his debut in the competition on Sunday. The United man wasn't at his best, but did play more than an hour in the 2-0 win versus Peru, which meant Argentina topped the group and maximum points to rubber stamp their position as front runners. Garnacho will not take part in United's preseason tour of the United States due to his involvement with Argentina, but could be available for the Community Shield against Manchester City on August 10th. Guys, what are your thoughts in the comments? Let me know what you are thinking. Let's get in some information. United are doing some good business, making some good decisions. Yeah, bro. Exactly, my bro. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. What the Euros has shown is that he had been in the right formation. We had a ready-made ideal midfielder in the form of Sabitzer. To be fair, Richard Hawkins, I totally agree with that statement. I think the club made a mistake by not taking Erik ten Hag's advice in keeping Sabitzer at the club. I think he would have been very impactful, not only in this season past, but going forward as well. You can see he's a very good talent, and he's going to excel at Dortmund. We could have been having him in our midfield since last season when we brought him on loan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's okay if he celebrates like Chris CR7 for now and be a fanboy, but I think maybe it's okay. But you can definitely see progress in his performance over the last 2 seasons, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you know, do you know for Bayern Munich and for Dortmund, he plays next to the number 10. He doesn't play at the 10. So I think playing him next to the 10, next to Bruno, you could have him, Kobe, and Bruno in the midfield, bro. They could alternate as 10. You understand what I'm saying, Richard? You know what I'm saying? They could both alternate. Bruno could alternate as an 8 or a 10 in some moments. So can Sabitzer. So it would have been interesting, but it's not the case. So it is what it is, and this is how it is. You know what I mean? But big up to you guys joining me. I have no more news right now, but I think there might be some updates in the next few hours because, as you know, there are some reports that it's a done deal for De Ligt. I cannot confirm them yet, but they said that he's accepted the deal, and the clubs are just hashing out the terms before an official announcement. Yeah, I think he's pretty good, bro, but I'm not too sure if we might be looking at him. I know Christian Vivell just came in, and our scouting network is certainly a brilliant, far-reaching one because I can tell you now, there's lots of talented youngsters that are from CONCACAF and South America in our academy, including quite a few Trinidadians, a Jamaican, and some Barbadians. But at the moment, I don't know what is going on. But what I do know with Christopher Vivell coming in, Tommy Boyle, that youngster who scored for Costa Rica last night, definitely will be on our radar, broski. Definitely he will be on our radar. Big up to you, Richard Hawkins, for becoming a subscriber. Thank you so much, my bro. Hope you are well. When we played Sevilla at OT, Sabitzer ran the show. Only Martinez injured. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. Sometimes we make mistakes. You know what I mean? And Barbadians, bro, not barbarians, Barbadians. From Barbados. There are quite a few Caribbean youngsters and, like a lot of under 14 players. Like I know a few guys, bro, to be fair. So that's why I said that. And, look forward to some news tomorrow, guys. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some definite updates in terms of some of the signings and the progress that we are making. Definitely look forward to that. And I will be seeing you guys soon. Glory, glory, Manchester United, guys. And you know what? Smash those likes and subscribe. It's your boy, MarkN MUFC fan, again, with the daily update, Manchester United news and transfer news, guys. I'll see you all later. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Oh, I think we have one more game with the Copa tonight. So you'll definitely be seeing me there, guys. Big up to all of you joining me. Thank you so much to Big Booty Latina Hunter, Richard Hawkins. Big up to you, Alien Tenno, my brother. Tommy Boyle, welcome, bro. Big up to you. And big up to Yali Malmin, always here, bro. Always here. And big up, enough respect to you, my brother GB. Thank you, bro. My alarm clock batteries were certainly dead, and Trinity Time was active today. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Well, later if you guys have the time to join the Copa stream. But definitely we'll be back with more information tomorrow, as I think we might be hearing a here we go. Oh.